Hi guys, Rachel Hiplight here. Happy Friday. Today I want to talk about procrastination and procrastinating. Okay, so this is the when we put off and keep putting off something that we know we need to do, or even something that we want to do. Okay, if there was an Olympic medal in procrastinating, I would have won it year after year after year. So what is it and why do we do it? Okay, so we procrastinate because we fear either failing or we fear success. And most of the time it's we fear failing. Okay, so in my instance, I'm a massive perfectionist, and so I put things off because I worry they're not going to be perfect. Okay, I see it in my son a lot. He knows what he wants to do with study, and then he just keeps putting it off and putting it off and putting it off because it's actually easier not to do. Okay, so what happens is we build this story in our head. We know we have something to do, and it can be writing an essay for school, it can be getting a new job, it can be tidying the house, it can be absolutely anything. And then we find absolutely anything else to prioritize it until so that we don't have to do it. Okay, now the thing is, and especially with me, I wanted to do these things, I wanted to get it done, but subconsciously, and remember, it's not a conscious thing, it's those subconscious programs are running in the background with that poor self-worth, that poor self-belief, that poor self-esteem, telling us that we're not actually good enough, that the chances are we're going to fail. Okay, now again, this is just a program based on an old story or an old memory that's happened in the past, and it's running and it's actually stopping our lives, living our lives the way that we actually want to. So the first thing is to recognize it. Now, often when we procrastinate, we can do it for hours, we can do it for days, and the whole of the time that we're not doing that thing that we are supposed to do, we're actually beating ourselves up about not doing it. So we're making our self-esteem worse. We're making those negative thoughts worse. Okay, so the easiest thing to do is to do it there and then, not think about it, prioritize it, because I can guarantee when it's done, you will feel so much better. And every time I finally do something, I think, I wish I'd done that 4 days ago. I wish I'd done that 2 weeks ago. Okay, so the way that I do things now is I write a list of what I have to do and I prioritize it. And I am not allowed to do anything else on that list until that priority has been achieved. So everything else has to be put back to the back of the list. Now, this can sometimes be really hard, especially when we have children, especially when we have families, especially when we work, okay? But it really needs to be that ultimate priority, okay? And it needs to be focusing on the reality of it, not the fear of, oh, it's not going to be good enough, not the fear of, oh, I don't want to do it. We really need to focus on how we're going to feel once that thing is done, okay? As soon as we get that negative thing in our head and we start procrastinating and we find every other thing to do. I remember when I was a student, my bedroom was so tidy because all I would do was tidy my bedroom rather than start studying. Okay, and this is a really common one. So the problem is it gives us very negative thoughts, and it builds that fear up by focusing on it. And we all know that negative thoughts lead to fear, fear leads to negative thoughts. And so in order to break it, you really have to be very logical about it. Think about how you're going to feel once it's done. And normally that is absolutely amazing. Okay, so I want you to first recognize if you are procrastinating, because that is the biggest thing. And I say this all the time. Once we recognize a behavior, we can actually do something about it. Okay, so recognize when you're putting something off that needs to be done. Okay, and the next thing is is to systematically work out a way you're going to do it and then just start doing it. I'm terrible for underestimating how long something's going to take. So try and overestimate how long something's going to take. Take the pressure off of yourself. Okay, so if procrastinating is stopping you living the life that you deserve, okay, that you want, is stopping you achieving the goals that you want in life, it is all because of a fear of failing or a fear of success, that underlying self-esteem that you're not good enough, that you're not able to achieve these things. But remember, it's all based on those old programs running in your head, those old memories, those old stories. Remember the hard drive of a computer. Okay, the brain thinks it's doing a good job, it's keeping you safe. And those memories are based on something that's happened in the past, okay? Past that we can't change, but we can change the future by changing how the brain then perceives those things, okay? And it realizes that what it is protecting you from, okay, that fear of failure is based on something that's happened in the past, okay, and it's not a reality that you're going to fail. The more work you put into something, the more chance that you have of achieving it. So if you are a procrastinator, use this time now. Write your list, prioritize it, get it out the way, rather than worry about it for the next few hours, the next few days, the next few weeks, the next few months. Once you've started it, once you've finished it, you will feel so much better and so proud of yourself, and then you can give yourself a pat on the back. Hope this helps, guys. Procrastinating.